I make a motion we appoint Ginny as our tax assessor on November 2 for a period of 6 months at the schedule, at the pay schedule Gary's recommended.
I'll second it.
Second by Buzz, all in favor. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I move we adjourn
I have something I want to bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
in a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went to the MRC, the Municipal Review Committee meeting today, and they're doing their commercial test of the plant in Hampton this week. They have a 3-day test. They have to average 400 ton a day to be commercial at the end of that period, and they're making very good progress. As of noontime today, there was a day and a half into their 3-day test, and they were right on schedule. Very few little blips in the schedule, but it's working good. And so as of tomorrow afternoon, we will know whether the plant is going commercial on the next date or not. And that is when a lot of the financing changes and things like that. And another thing is the diversion rate on the plant now is between 68 and 70%. That means that 68 or 70% of the material that's brought in is being recycled. And the state, I think their recommendation was they wanted us to get to 50% as of a certain date. Was that 2020? I can't remember the date for sure.
Was that 2021?
So, okay, well, whatever trash is going to MRC or going to coastal plant is already up to 68%. So, and we saw some of the product the other day that they are selling. They're baling the tin cans, they're baling the aluminum cans, and they're selling some plastic that's baled. And the paper and all that fiber product is going into a fiber that they're going to be selling to paper mills and other places. They've got some other buyers, I think they recommended for it. And they're making a briquette that they can sell to use for heat in commercial installations like Dragon Cement or Sappy. And so everything seems to be going quite well, and we should be taking our trash all there now. All the towns, the 115 towns that are part of this. And also Carmel, Bangor, and some of the biggest cities that were doing recycling are now doing a one bin all-in system. You put all your stuff in one box and the truck picks it up and away it goes. And they're doing 68% recycling at the plant. So those people aren't recycling in those cities anymore. So someday when our committee gets going again, I think we have to look at our system and say that how much it's costing us to recycle, you know, the power we're using for the baler and the wire for the baler and the hours of the men and all that stuff to see if it's viable for us to do it or just to send it there.
Send everything right up there.
The thing is, you pay more. If you send just recyclings up there, it's $35 a ton. If you send MSW just everything you want, it's $70 a ton. So it's some things we have to consider somewhere down the road.
So we'd have to have almost like a single stream recycling bin up there at the transfer station.
Well, if we wanted to send it there or some other single stream place,
Right.
but if we don't want to recycle it all, we pay $70 a ton for it. But if we want to recycle it, we can continue to sell the recycling. It depends on how much money we're putting into doing the recycling.
Right.
Because if all we're after is to reach the goal that the state has set of recycling 50%, we're above that now. So it's just a matter of what we want to do for the town of Oakland, whether we want to be separating and recycling by ourselves and selling it or some other system. So it's a future discussion for us.
Well, I talked with Robin about possibly reconvening that committee, and she's interested in sitting on it again. So I'll start reaching out and see if we can bring people together.
I would recommend, we wait a little while, make sure everything goes well up there. But this is a completely new process. They've done pieces of the process before, but to have it all going in one plant, and they're coming up with new products up there all the time. I mean, the plastic bags that you put your trash in was a real problem recycling everywhere else. But up there, they're making those briquettes with it. That's what's going into some of those that they're selling. So, they've made a saleable product out of the stuff that we used to think was not recyclable.
Don?
Where are we now in regards to
transferring? Are we out in Norwich Walk now, or are we up there, or are we waiting to go up?
As of this week, they needed 400 ton a day to do this test, and if the test goes well, all of our stuff should be going to Hampton right now. And all of the 115 communities should be going to Hampton.
So theoretically, as of
Now,
Monday, you say...
if tomorrow something major breaks and they're down for 2 days,
Yeah.
they have this bypass payment in there that they pay us to haul it somewhere else. So unless there's a breakdown, it'll all be going there
As of Monday? Or is
as
it-
of
or is it-
yesterday. Because they needed it.
Oh, so we brought it up there already for the last few days?
Well, see, we don't work Monday and Tuesday, so I don't know if they had a trailer load that left or anything. It depends on when the trailers are full.
But either we have or we will be very shortly if all goes well.
Yeah, it'll all be going there as of now, unless they have a breakdown. And then they have this bridge bypass plan that they can send it to Norwich Walk if they have a major breakdown with the plan.
Thank you.
So, thank you, sir.
Quite that.
I'm good.
All set? Make a motion, we adjourn for the evening?
Motion made, we have a second?
Second it.
All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.